Obviously, when I need to be in this spot is when everybody decides it's time to eat and drink. So that's where it's going to work around puppies. No problem. We are checking on the worms today. It's going to be a quick feeding because I need to eat. And I only have so much food. I have a few toilet paper rolls that were frozen and trying a different way of storing them. I don't particularly like this method because it kind of smushed the ones on the bottom. So we're going to have to improve that for next time. But for now, we shall check on our worms. So we're going to take the top two off because it's easier to lift these two. Then we're going to check, oops, make sure you guys can see better there. Alright, we're going to check this tier. This is tier 2, and it is one that didn't get fed last week because it's a new tier and it's still getting populated. There's not a lot of worms on it yet, so they're probably going to be hungry. Wally, you helping me check on the worms? I just threw this paper plate over it. So let's see what we got. And so this is the one that has got no coconut core added to it. And was just some worms that we scooped out of other tiers. Wally's all up in our spaces here. So, okay, I don't see any food. So, because there's a lot of bedding and shredded material down here. Thanks, Wally. Wally's checking it out for us. I am going to try something different with this tier. But I think it's going to take them a little bit longer to get through it. And I don't think there's as many worms here. But I am just going to give them an apple that was frozen, currently defrosting. And it was rushy and it turned out to be moldy originally. So I was like, well, that's not going to work for us. Right, Wally? Yeah, that stinky apple, stinky. So we're just gonna bury it in there. And then we'll put our paper plate over it. Thanks, Wally. Whee! Okay, okay. Alright, so the next one is tier 4. They got 2 toilet paper rolls last feeding. So let's see if we can tell. I see some toilet paper rolls here where there is a big worm ball happening. Okay, cool. I don't want to bother them. I assume, oh yeah. Worms everywhere. Alright, let's see where we can, okay, this is clearly a napkin full of guys. Alright. Alright, well then let's just do this front corner here. It hasn't been fed in a while. And it's close. And truthfully, this layer is looking pretty darn close to being done. But I'm trying to decide if I want to go a little bit longer and let it compost further and see if I can fill it up more. I don't know. We'll see. So these are very, very wet. So we got two rolls in there. Alright, so that's exciting. Oh, and those are just kind of mixed whatever stuff that were frozen. Now they're defrosted, but it's not even really, it's barely cold anymore. I probably let them sit on the counter too long. But we'll put some paper towels on top. Also, part of the reason I'm trying to go quick is, you guys could probably tell, there are some flies because there's been work being done on our house, and unfortunately, with all the doors opening and closing, there's just all sorts of stuff coming in right now. So, oh yeah, we're going to take this tier down. I'm going to check on tier 3 really quick. And they're kind of in the same situation where there's a healthy number of worms. Let's see. They also got 2 rolls last feeding. Oh yeah. There's a lot of worms here. Oh, they're still working on it. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Oh, those are the frozen grapes. That's right. They're still working on the frozen grapes. Okay. Well, then I kind of want to, you know what? Going back. We're going back in time. I'm going to go back to tier 4. Because there's so many worms on this level. I'm going to give them a 3rd roll of toilet paper. Because it's not super full anyways. And I'll give them something to do. I'll put all these extra loose bits in here. Yep. That's moldy water. Okay. So now they get 3 rolls. Because they're fancy. And there's just a lot of worms on here, so I'm pretty sure they're going to burn through that real quick. Okay. Back to tier 3. Okay. So they still have grapes in there. And I think it's probably debatable if I should feed them again. But I'm going to do it because I think it's a good idea. There's plenty of worms in here. And maybe they don't like the grapes. I don't know. So we're going to put these 2 rolls, oops, right here. Because they're not really full rolls. They're like, they're probably like 3/4 of the way full, if that. But it's hard to tell when they're frozen. So we're going to cover it with existing bedding. Leave that. And then use our hand to wipe some of this off. Get this in here. Cover that up. Perfect. Then, last but not least, we're going to check on our bin here, our top bin. Oops. We did have a little spillage on the floor. Nothing much. But we don't want to lose any of our friends. So we're going to, you wiggly. There we go. Pick them up. Focus the camera just a second. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I was supposed to be emptying out this tier. Well, next time. And this is the one that I took the cover off. This is tier 1 that we're starving and have been starving. Stuff is sprouting in here. That's interesting. Don't know what's sprouting, but exciting. This is the one that I left open, I think, or was opening right after the last feeding we did. And I did open it a little bit the next day and mix it around, but like I said, with the flies, I haven't been feeling as comfortable leaving it exposed, even though there's not really much of anything in here, except for, you know, worms. So I'm just going to keep starving this tier. No change, just kind of aggravating the compost to encourage them to leave and vacate these premises. But they don't always want to do what they're told, these worms. Oops. I just took this guy. He was on the cover. It's pretty healthy, so hopefully we'll go back to the bottom tier below. Yeah, pretty quick check-in, I'd say, guys.